Welcome back to the IBFP. Here's your host, Boxing New.
Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. Deontay Wilder beats Anthony Joshua and Dillian Whyte in the first round. Let's just break it down. Interesting statement from Tyson Fury via IFL TV where he came out and states, and I quote, Wilder beats Anthony Joshua 100 million%. Wilder beats Joshua, Dillian Whyte, Jarrell Miller, one touch from the Bronze Bomber, and their faces are gone forever. He would put them unconscious in one round. Now that's a very interesting and bold prediction from Tyson Fury. And we understand Tyson Fury's line of thinking when it comes to predictions. I mean, if you look at one of his most recent predictions on Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz in the rematch, he stated, and I quote, with AJ, he can't change his style. He's brute force, great at what he does. He's powerful, he's strong, he's got a good boxing IQ in there, but he can't come out on his toes. He ain't going to come out like Muhammad Ali, flicking the jab and moving around because he knows one style. That's that classic walking forward, typical European style. So, obviously Anthony Joshua proved that wrong 100,000% by coming out doing exactly what Fury said he couldn't do. Anthony Joshua is a much more versatile fighter than people give him credit for, and so he pretty much destroyed Tyson Fury's whole prediction. Tyson Fury made another idiotic prediction about Anthony Joshua, stating that Anthony Joshua will be stopped by Charles Martin. So when you look at Tyson Fury, it makes you wonder what's the motivation for making these idiotic and stupid predictions. It's obviously jealousy, hate, and envy. And that's pretty much how he sees Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is the biggest face of boxing in the heavyweight division. Anthony Joshua is the biggest star in the heavyweight division. Anthony Joshua is the number one fighter in the heavyweight division. Anthony Joshua has the best resume. He sells out stadiums. That's why Tyson Fury seems to be envious of what Anthony Joshua is doing and accomplishing. He's a unified champion under 20 fights. And Tyson Fury is sitting back watching, facing a limited Deontay Wilder, making egregious predictions about Anthony Joshua's skill sets and talents and being wrong literally every single time. But let's debunk this narrative of what he's stating that, Anthony Joshua and Dillian Whyte would lose to Deontay Wilder in one round. And make no mistake, Wilder's a dangerous opponent, even for Tyson Fury. But let's just be honest and unbiased about it. Would you prefer skills or power? When you look at Deontay Wilder, his best win on his entire resume was Luis King Kong Ortiz. This is Luis King Kong Ortiz who's 40 plus years old, who has high blood pressure. And, literally before the Wilder fight, this guy was in the ICU because of his blood pressure, according to his own manager in camp. Basically, he states, he was put into the ICU because his blood pressure was entirely too high. His blood pressure was 200 over something. So Luis Ortiz, Deontay Wilder's best win, this guy was admitted to the ICU for high blood pressure because it was ridiculously high. The guy is 40 plus years old. And this is the Deontay Wilder that struggled with Luis Ortiz. This is Deontay Wilder that was out on his feet in the 7th round and needed the doctor and the referee to save him. This is that Deontay Wilder. It took him 10 rounds to finally stop Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz even got dropped and hit with the right hand early in the fight, got up and kept fighting all the way into the 10th round when Luis Ortiz ran out of gas. So if we're being honest, it takes you 10 rounds to beat a 40-year-old man on high blood pressure, but you can turn around and beat Dillian Whyte and Anthony Joshua, much more skillful, proven, and elite level fighters in one round? No, you beat tomato cans and bums in one round. You beat a Dominic Brazil in one round. You don't beat high-level fighters in one round. It doesn't make sense. You even see the rematch with Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz literally won every single round into the 7th round stoppage when he ran out of gas yet again from being 40 plus years old and having high blood pressure. We got to be honest about this situation. Deontay Wilder has no skills. He only has power. He's literally a one-trick pony. And then look, when you look at Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, if Deontay Wilder was so confident in his abilities, if he was so confident he could put Anthony Joshua or Dillian Whyte out in one round, if he was really that confident, then let's go back and look at the negotiations. You see Deontay Wilder rejected a $100 million offer to face Anthony Joshua. You see that, Deontay Wilder stated that he would rather face Andy Ruiz when he beat Anthony Joshua and wanted it undisputed. But as soon as AJ got the belts back, Wilder came out and stated that he will never fight Anthony Joshua because he does not want that matchup. We got to be honest. These are his words. He stated he never wanted AJ. He stated he wanted Andy Ruiz when he was unified, and he prioritized Undisputed. When Ruiz lost, he no longer prioritized Undisputed. It's never been about the belts. It's never been about Undisputed. Deontay Wilder simply never had the confidence he could beat Anthony Joshua. And then look, let's also look at Dillian Whyte. Well, everybody says Wilder beats Dillian Whyte. Well, if he's so confident he'd beat Dillian Whyte, explain this to me. Why is he sending Dillian Whyte text messages stating that, he doesn't want to fight, he can delay him for another 2 years? And even Dillian Whyte is saying that he'll even fight Deontay Wilder without his belt. You see that everybody wants to smoke with Deontay Wilder, but Wilder doesn't like facing top 10 elite level fighters who can punch. He thought that Tyson Fury was going to be an easy cherry pick because, Tyson Fury is not an elite level puncher. What he did encounter is that, Tyson Fury would land shots at will and pick him apart because of his lack of boxing skill. We got to be honest about it. Even Tyson Fury came out and stated that Deontay Wilder's a one-trick pony. He only has a big right hand and that's it. So to even make the prediction that, he would come out and blast out Joshua and Whyte in the first round is ridiculous, and he knows it because even he admitted that, Deontay Wilder's a one-trick pony. This is the same Deontay Wilder that was, dropped by Harold Sconiers, a legitimate Uber driver. He was dropped and hurt by Harold Sconiers. This is Deontay Wilder that was hurt by another Uber driver in Eric Molina. So we got to be real about the situation. If Deontay Wilder ever stepped into the ring with Anthony Joshua or Dillian Whyte, he's likely getting stopped. But once again, honest and unbiased as always, it's the IBFP.